Right, this is somewhat of a disjointed video. I was going to do a few jobs on the car just to show you what's going on with them. Turned into a little bit of a fleet update, I think. So the first thing is the Kia has been to the garage to get a new clutch. So I did a recording of what it was like when it was faulty. As you can hear, the clutch is a little bit iffy, and by a little bit iffy I mean the car's virtually undrivable. And this is the Kia, the modern one. It has over 90,000 miles on the clock now, so it's only fair that it actually needs some maintenance. Plus it has towed trailers and I've reversed trailers up hills, and that's just me putting my foot down in fourth gear. So what am I going to do about this this dicky clutch? Well, I've got the car booked into the garage to be repaired because I don't fancy replacing the clutch on this car on my own driveway. This is actually quite grim. I'm being tailgated by a Toyota Verso. So the Kia came back from the garage, or rather I picked it up from the garage last Thursday. It's not 100% because the electronic handbrake, the automatic release on that is a bit higher up than the biting point of the clutch, which means that you basically stole the car to get the handbrake off, which again, not optimal. So then, whilst that was happening, I thought I'll need a spare car. So I serviced the Spitfire and the Beetle. So the purpose of this is changing the oil. So the best thing to do is loosen the big nut in the middle, which I didn't do. So you loosen the big nut in the middle, which I'm doing there, lets all the oil out. Then you do the little nuts around the side, which releases the sump plate, which I'm doing now. Now by the time you've got those loosened, the oil should be out of the engine, and you can take out the mesh and the plate. So here's the metal plate, here's the mesh. The mesh acts as a filter, so that needs to be cleaned out. Those are gaskets. One goes between the block and the mesh, the other one goes between the mesh and the bottom plate. In the bottom plate there's a hole. That hole goes an oil temperature sensor, which also acts as a sump plug. So here's the gasket going in, and the mesh goes in, then the plate goes on, obviously after another gasket, and then the plate is on with the sensor. Everything's back together, hunky-dory and ready for us to put some oil into the engine. That wire we'll deal with in a minute. That's the feed for the oil temperature sender. Right, so I've already put a bit of oil in here, and as you can see I'm checking and it's not quite at the right position, so put a bit more oil in. And then final job, put that new spade terminal on, and now I should be able to read the temperature of the engine in the car. Bravo. Right, so this is the sump plug. I'm loosening it. Bit of a pain in the arse where it is, but never mind. So, not to teach one's granny how to suck eggs. This is how it's done. And you're gonna see it all go absolutely wrong shortly. I've, as you can see, misjudged the size of the drip tray. So once that's out, it's going to get tightened up so the oil doesn't go out the bottom. I hope you're very impressed with the lack of swearing here, because there were swear words being thought. Now, as you can see, or you may be able to see, I've changed the filter as well. I didn't, after the calamity with the oil, I thought, you know what, just going to get on with it and maybe not do as much filming. And there we go. We've got oil in it. And is there enough in? Maybe need a smidge more. We'll get that sorted. And that's how unexciting it is to change the oil in a Spitfire. So that was the car service. So I did about 100 miles in the Beetle, about 20 miles in the Spitfire over the last couple of weeks. They run well. So it's a bit more. There's a bit more servicing to do on the Spitfire, I should add. But then the next thing, the elephant in the room, the Morris Minor engine. What's been happening with that? Well, I discovered something that I hadn't noticed before, and I wish I had. So let's go and see what it was. Okay, so I've been cleaning the pistons, and you see this piston here, cleaned it up, but all the sides are quite smooth. Okay, so that's for cylinder 1. Now cylinder 3, I noticed when I was cleaning it, it's got this scoring on the side, which is actually quite rough. Now you don't really want anything rough going up and down thousands of times a minute in your engine. So what's caused that damage? That's the question. Now if we go, I'm on the block is upside down. This is the cylinder in question. Now I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see there. That's the other side of the scoring. definitely feel that when you run your finger on it. And there's a corresponding bit the opposite side too, as you can see. There we go, focused on it a bit better. So those there have caused some fairly nasty marks on the piston. Just going to interrupt myself quickly there. There's something being stuck between the piston and the cylinder. That's what's caused the marks. You can see the other ones is nice and smooth. So that's really what's caused it, and probably what the big issue is. So I've had that at the machine shop, and I'm going to pick it up tomorrow, which means there should be another engine build video very, very shortly. So if you want to see that, subscribe, I guess. Bye.